Well, let's stay with the Libya conflict, and in particular the role that women have played and what the role they could play in the future of the country. Well, with me in the studio is Farah Abushwesha. She's a Libyan-Irish filmmaker, writer and member of Women for Libya. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's just talk about the role women have played so far. Have they played much of a role in politics or the setting up of the new government?
Well, I don't think anyone's played much of a role in politics over the last 42 years because we've been under a regime that has suppressed any kind of freedom of speech. So they haven't had much involvement in that way. However, this revolution was started by women, by the mothers, the sisters, the widows of the victims of the Abu Simbel massacre in 1996. They took to the streets on the 15th of February and protested outside the courthouse in Benghazi when their lawyer was arrested.
And how seriously then are protests by women? I mean, we obviously have seen the result of the start of this, but how seriously are these taken at the time? How strong a voice do women have?
Well, a very strong voice because they inspire the rest of Benghazi to come out and support them. I mean, women have been, over the last few months, protesting. They have been smuggling arms under their clothing. They've been raising awareness. They've been organising humanitarian aid. They've been playing a central role alongside men in this revolution.
And do you expect this role to be rewarded? Will they play a significant role in the new politics of Libya?
Well, at the moment, there is only one woman in the NTC, and what Women for Libya is calling for is for women in Libya, and we are made up of women on the ground in Libya and women outside of Libya, those in exile, and we're calling upon the NTC to allow women to be part of the discussion, to have equal participation in the future of Libya, all discussions and conversations and decisions that are now going to shape the future of Libya.
Now, obviously, you're making this call now, but you've had conversations with people who have influence in the NTC. What's the reaction been so far? Has it been positive?
So far, we have written to the NTC, we've written to various different heads of state as well who took part in the Friends of Libya conference last week in Paris, and we've been asking them to ensure that women are present or are represented, because they are 51% of the population, but there were no women present at the conference in Paris last week, and there's only one female sort of member of the NTC who is for legal affairs and women, out of 12 sort of member sort of politicians.
You say you've written to them. Have you had any response?
No, not yet.
Is that a negative sign, perhaps?
I feel that there is a lot going on in Libya at the moment, and we appreciate that there's a lot going on. What we're asking for is for the NTC to make women a part of those decisions.
Should the international community perhaps help this cause, help your cause? We've heard a lot about the influence they're having in helping them set up government, helping them set up new strategic oversights. Could this be a possible avenue you could follow?
I think a lot of Libyans on the ground want to do it themselves. I think they feel that they've had enough outside influence for a long time. Having said that, we can look around and learn from the international community and the mistakes that have been made, as well as the great steps forward. Certainly in structuring a constitution, looking at the South African constitution, which is very gender friendly, looking at what Tunisia is now doing. Apparently today, Human Rights Watch announced that Tunisia is changing their electoral system to make sure that 50% of candidates are women in the next election. So I think we can look around at the international community and learn from them and use them to support us. But the decisions have to be by Libyans.
Good to have your thoughts. Farah Abushwesha, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, in other news, the top US news anchor, Katie Couric, says that American television should make a Muslim